Good morning, YouTube. It has been some time since we have last spoken. I think it's been 4 weeks since I last posted a video, which was the full day of cheating in Melbourne, which was some good times. But I have been, I wouldn't say lazy, just taking a little bit of a break from the YouTube. It was a little bit of a grind towards the back end of prep there, and I just felt like having a little bit of a break from constantly putting pressure on myself to post videos. But definitely I'm back now, and I do want to get back to some consistency of posting, so hence why we are kicking things off with today's video, and then I should have another one coming out very soon as well. I'm going to Thailand on, man, I'm flying early, like 2:52 a.m. I think, 2:50 a.m. Monday morning is when we fly up, so there will be some content definitely getting filmed in Thailand. For sure want to film a couple YouTube videos out there for the memories and for the good times, so do look forward to that. And then of course we'll be right back into filming the process as well. So basically today's video will give you guys an update on what I've been doing the last 4 weeks. And it does not feel, it feels longer than 4 weeks, you know. I guess Melbourne was longer than 4 weeks, but it took me like a week or so to actually get that video out. So I did check when my last video I posted was. I think I'm 6 weeks post-show. I'm not really sure. Anyway, we're post-show, 6 weeks. We'll go with that. And as far as how things are tracking along here, things are going really well. It's funny. I remember last competition season I did, after the show, I definitely struggled with some post-show blues. To be completely honest with you, I definitely felt a little bit of a void in my life coming out of that competition prep, but in all honesty, this time around, I feel fantastic. I've had none of that at all, and I think that's in large factor just to maintaining the exact routine I had whilst I was on prep. I think as well there were other circumstances present with that last competition season. Definitely a fair bit of existential dread, I would say, was lingering, as I didn't really have a clear direction on what I was doing with myself, my life, my career, but obviously it's a little bit different now with the coaching and how passionate I am about that, so I feel a little bit more pleased with my current living a life situation than what I was after that previous prep, because last prep, well last my first ever one, the competition prep was all I really had going in my life in a sense. So once that was gone, boy, that was a struggle. So can't say I've really experienced any sort of post-show blues or anything like that. Honestly, been just loving life. I always love life, to be fair. Life is fantastic. But it has been fantastic in the ways of like training, getting my meals in, sticking with my steps, my cardio, and then obviously like allowing for a little bit more social outings. You know, in saying that, I've been pretty fucking dialed in, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I can actually count how many times I've eaten off plan since the show on one hand, and then probably less than one hand since getting back from Melbourne. I think I've been out maybe 3, maybe 4 times since Melbourne over the last 6 weeks. So yeah, I've been like pretty locked in, to be completely honest with you. And that just makes me feel good. And I also think that's why I've made a shit ton of progress in these last few weeks. So just to put it into perspective, I was 118 on stage, somewhere around there, and I'm hovering around 126, 127, and I'm still shredded. So just goes to show, guys, if you are smart and you don't ruin your post-show, it's a great opportunity to make a lot of progress and really set yourselves up for either a great rebound, which is what I've been doing, or a reverse into then an off season later down the line. That's largely dictated by, you know, that athlete's physiology and psychology coming out of the prep. But as far as what I've been doing, I have been rebounding. Now I'm sure the title of this video has you wanting to know the answer to the question of who is my new coach, but we'll break that down when we're at the gym later. But yes, I have been rebounding under the guidance of my new coach. That was his recommendation, given that I did come out of prep. My watch is talking to me. You know, you go for a walk with your Apple Watch and then just like tells you to record your walk. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Anyway, so yes, I've been rebounding. That was a call made by myself and my new coach, because I came out of prep in such a great position. Obviously, I essentially reversed into the show, which we all saw. So coming out of prep, I didn't really have any of those negative or adverse diet related symptoms, You know, the sleep was improved. My hunger has always been in a good spot. Mentally, I was hungry for it coming out of prep, you know, eager to improve. I wasn't feeling beat up, drained, or hating bodybuilding. In fact, right now I would say this is the most I've enjoyed bodybuilding in a very, very long time. And I always loved bodybuilding, but ever since sort of signing on with a new coach and coming out of this prep, I've just been loving it, to be honest. So we have been rebounding. Body weight has gone up quite substantially, you know, sitting around 126, 127. Pretty crazy to think that my previous heaviest was 135, but I guarantee you guys, last time I was at this body weight, I did not look how I look at the moment. So things are progressing at a great rate. Still hungry as well, which is huge for me. Like, the biggest issue I face throughout massing phases is my appetite and being able to eat all of the damn food. But I've been having no issues at all getting my meals in at the moment. Calories are just shy of 5,000 on a training day. I'm forgetting my exact macros. It's something like 360 pro, 680-ish carb, and then like 79, 80 fat, something like that. I honestly can't remember. I just follow my plan. But yeah, food's like relatively high, but definitely not high for me, and I have no doubt it will get far above 5,000 calories here at some point or another. So as far as today goes, you obviously saw the morning routine, which I should touch on. A few bits and pieces there. So obviously we have the AM vacuums, keeping those in. Typically I will do 6 rounds. I'll do 3 sort of standing up, pulling the vacuum, holding it for as long as I can, exhaling, and then when I exhale, I aim to keep my midsection tight and my abs on. So I do 3 rounds like that, and then I also do 3 rounds like bent over the sink. It's a little bit easier to pull a vacuum a bit deeper. Once again, holding it for as long as I can, and then once I do blow out, making sure I'm not letting my waist come out. I'm keeping everything super tight. After which we get mixed up the AM shakes. Now you will see the supplements I'm using in the morning. L-glutamine, 15 grams, 10 grams of creatine, 6 grams of those bulk nutrients, hydration salts, which are excellent, by the way. Definitely recommend them. Great formula. Mix that up. I'll get that in, so I'm getting hydrated in the morning. Also using methylene blue, 25 milligrams first thing in the morning for some mitochondrial support, ATP production, some cognitive benefits. I can't say I've experienced a heck of a lot in the ways of, you know, feeling sharper mentally, to be quite frank. But it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of literature does say it is effective. So it's not one of those things where you necessarily need to feel it to know that it is working. And then I've also been using SLU PP332, which is an exercise mimetic. This was something recommended to me by my coach throughout this rebounding phase to keep me pretty tight here. Also, like noticing an acute improvement in my energy levels throughout the day with its implementation, as well as my fitness level. You know, doing cardio, I just feel super fit right now, and my heart rate gets elevated quickly, similar to that of like using clenbuterol, interestingly enough. But I don't feel like breathless, or I feel like I can sit with my heart rate higher and feel a bit more comfortable. So definitely a big proponent of that right now. And I've really noticed its implementation. So I've been doing 1 milligram of that first thing in the morning. And then I also do 1 milligram pre-training as well. Other things that I've been using here in this sort of rebounding phase, I have been experimenting with retatrutide at 0.3 milligrams 3 times per week, so just shy of 1 milligram. Now I'm using that mainly because obviously got 3 mechanisms of action. Obviously it is a lipolytic, and then it also will slow down the rate of gastric emptying, and then of course improvement in insulin sensitivity. Now I more just wanted to use it as something I could experience for myself, as it is something that I have had clients use and are currently using. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it is an exceptional peptide. I'm on the Reta train. I've seen some really fantastic results with my guys using it, not just from the appetite suppressing effects. That's not really something I will say I've experienced personally using such a low dose, but even just from a fat loss perspective, I've had guys using it in their fat loss phases, hitting a little bit of a stall. We've implemented it, and straight away things just start moving again without any need for change. In fact, in some instances, I've had to put guys' food back up because they started dropping body weight so quickly with its implementation. as for me and what I've experienced with it, I would definitely say it's a big reason why I am able to stay so lean. Like that, alongside maintaining a high level of activity, 10,000 steps a day, keeping my cardio in, the SLU, and then obviously being dialed into my nutritional plan, I think is a big reason why here I am at 127.4 kilos this morning, which is heavy, but I still have abs, which is wild. So that's a little bit of an update on what I've been doing. Sorry, this is a longer clip, but we have a lot to catch up on. I am filming with Blake today, so you guys will get a training edit, and then we'll get some talking done in the gym, and I'll catch up with you guys a little bit more then. And we'll also go into who is my new coach, and I'll also touch on why I made the decision to work with this coach alongside that. So thank you for listening to me waffle. It's good to be back, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited. I think future videos, it was hard to want to start another video because I was like, I'm not doing anything. I probably could have done a rebound series, but I wasn't in the mood to start filming consistently. Now I am. So I'm not sure what I'll do, whether I'll start another series or I'll just keep posting videos. And then once my true off season starts, we'll do like a bulk series or something like that. And I'll try to get out like a couple of videos a week for you guys, and then for myself as well, because I like this shit. I was kind of scrolling through some of my old prep videos earlier in the week, and man, such good memories. So to anyone watching this who's might be doing a prep or is tossing up the idea of creating YouTube videos, just fucking do it, man. Just do it. Like, it's good memories. I love it. I love looking back at it, and I'm no doubt at all that in 5-10 years down the line, I'll be very, very grateful that I made the decision to film these. So I'm gonna quit yapping. I'm about to get to the cafe to get my almond latte, because don't mind me milky coffee, and then I'll be back home to do some work, then pre-workout meal, then we head to the gym to train. I might catch up with you guys at cream of rust time, but we shall see. If not, I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, we are on our way to the gym. We've got upper body today, training with Blake. Well, Blake will be behind the camera, so we will have a bit of an edit put together for the vid, and of course we'll be shooting the shit in between, so I'm certain we'll get a couple of talking clips, and then we'll also go over the announcement of the video, which I'm certain many are curious to know the answer to, but we'll dive deeper into that come gym time. However, we'll dive into sort of what my training's been looking like since prep. Now I have been doing a bit of a modified split to what I've normally done, so I am currently training lower body 2 times per week. I'm basically like a wellness girl at this point in time. I have constant leg DOMs, it feels like. My quads are always sore and my glutes are always sore, and I love it. But current split is looking like push, pull, lower A, and then rest, and then I'll do upper body, which is today, and then lower body B, and then rest. So still keeping 5 days per week, 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, pretty typical for me. Always like to keep that nice and consistent. As far as like how the sessions have been going, if you've been following my Instagram, you probably have seen that I'm doing quite a bit more volume than what is typical for me, which has been really enjoyable, to be honest with you. The reason behind the decision to go for a little bit more volume in this phase is largely because coming out of a competition prep, right, when you're in this depleted, lean state, typically your joints, connective tissue isn't really in the best spot to be driving hypertrophy via, progressive overload and trying to shift as much weight as possible. So the thought process behind doing more volume throughout this period of time is to let that volume to be the driver of hypertrophy, rather than just trying to get as strong as possible whilst my joints are still recovering from being in prep, alongside of slowly adding body fat, which in turn will also cushion that connective tissue. So that's kind of why we've been running the high volume style of training, and honestly I've been enjoying it. Like, it's a lot of fun. It definitely taxes the fuck out of me for sure, but the pumps have been incredible. Obviously you need to factor in, like, coming out of show, your pumps are already stupendous, and now we're doing 4 sets for working sets more or less with a lot of those exercises. So training's been a lot of fun, and I've actually really just enjoyed doing something a bit different, you know. Obviously having come from fairly lower, I wouldn't say I'm ever dogmatic in that I'm always low volume. I do very much like a mixture of low volume alongside of some pump work, some more sets, when the time warrants, set intensifiers as well. But for the most part, over the last 6 to 12 months, it has been predominantly like 2 working sets and a lower volume with a heavy emphasis on strength and progressive overload. So it's kind of nice just to have like a bit of a mix up. It's been making training quite a bit more enjoyable. In saying that, the sessions do typically run pretty long. I've been training for 2 to 2.5 hours most days, so I'm spending a lot of time at the gym. I was just thinking to myself the other day, like, if I didn't train or didn't eat 6 meals, I would have so much free time. Genuinely, like, bodybuilding at a high level is a full-time fucking job between the training and the eating. And the thing with training as well, it's like, yes, you spend, well, I'm spending 2.5 hours at the gym, but there's also that hour leading into the gym when you have your pre-workout meal, right? You go through that pre-training ritual, you're mixing up your intra-workout shake, and then there's the drive to the gym, which is another 15-20 minutes. Then there's the time at the gym warming up, and then you get home and you make your pre-workout meal. Like, it's literally a 4-5 hour block of my day is spent around training. I'm so blessed in that I get to do that, because not everyone is able to do that because they have, typical tradie or 9-to-5 jobs. But man, bodybuilding at a high level, and I would consider myself to be bodybuilding at a high level. Whilst I'm not a professional, I definitely treat my day-to-day as a professional would. It's a lot, man, and I love it, to be quite honest with you. It just gives my day purpose and meaning, and then obviously work around that as well with client work. Also, my tongue is like super blue right now. The methylene blue, tell you what, got a face like a smurf, a tongue like a smurf at the moment. Nevertheless, so we'll get over to the gym and then we'll hit this upper body session. I might have to cut the volume down a little bit so we're not taking up too much of Blake's time today, but I'm looking forward to it. Probably do some posing at Dohertys as well, see what the physique's looking like. Now, the issue with posing at the moment after training is I do like 60 grams of carbs intra-workout, so that usually leaves me feeling pretty full and a little bit bloated after the session. So if I do have some posing clips after this and my midsection is looking a little bit watery, a little bit washed out, just throw me a bone here, guys. All right, I've just drank 60 grams of carbs whilst I'm training, so I'd like to see your midsection be super tight and crisp after that. All right, you dog. Nevertheless, with that, I shall catch up with you guys at the gym. Very, very keen to be back at Dohertys with Blake. I haven't seen Blake in a while as well. We haven't filmed together probably since prep as well, so it'll be good to catch up with him, get some sick content. I really have no idea on any idea. I have no ideas for anything to shoot outside of the YouTube right now. So I'm currently driving into the gym thinking, what on earth can we film that I could potentially use as like an Instagram reel, because I'm all out of ideas, guys. It is hard to think of things that are original. You just see the same copy and pasted shit on Instagram at the moment, and I just don't really want to do that. I like to try and think of some originality here and do things a bit differently, and you definitely will not be seeing me film in any Coles and Woolies showing you meal prep ideas on how to buy some microwave jasmine rice and some pre-made butter chicken and some chicken breast to put together a $5 meal prep idea. That is so lame, and that is just not what my personal brand is, to be honest. So trying to think outside the box. If you guys ever have any ideas, please just let me know, because I am all ears. All right, so I'll catch up with you guys at the gym. We'll get some training in. We'll go through the announcement, which I'm excited to share with you guys, and we'll talk more then. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. I've been lazy, man. Been lazy. No, I kind of touched on this, but I just didn't feel like I had anything interesting to say coming out of prep, and I just didn't really feel like filming. A lot of people don't realize when you're in front of the camera all the time, it can get a little bit arduous. So having a little bit of a break was nice. Not stressing out about constantly creating and filming content was nice. But I'm feeling refreshed and excited. I don't want to put out YouTube videos just for the sake of making YouTube videos. I want to put them out because I want to, and I enjoy doing it, and I feel like I can be my most authentic self when I'm actually looking forward to filming them and I'm not trying to force it. So I think the break was warranted, but we are back now. I'm not going to make any promises on how many videos a week, but I'm going to push for at least one video a week. Obviously, filming today, then we've got some holidays coming up, so there'll be plenty of opportunities to film and actually have exciting things to film. And then when we come back, I definitely want to create a little bit more in the gym content myself without obviously having a videographer. So shooting off the tripod and stuff like that, mic'd up sessions, that sort of jazz. I didn't want to do any of that in prep because when you're dieting, you just want to go in and train, get it done and get out. But now that I'm a little bit fatter, a little bit happier, I don't mind setting up the tripod for you guys. And I've got to use the new Sony some more, which is awesome. So, but I'm back. The YouTube is back. Steadily getting back there. It's interesting, I'm definitely not the strongest I've ever been, but I would definitely say I'm the strongest I've been at this body weight. Because obviously mass moves mass. So when I was 135, pressing 70 kilo dumbbells or whatever it was, it's a little bit different now that I'm, 7 or 8 kilos lighter than that. In fact, I'm not doing any incline dumbbell press right now, so it's hard to gauge, but all my lifts are going up each week, which is the main thing, especially considering the amount of volume I'm doing at the moment. But strength is coming, it's coming back. I definitely think I lost some muscle in my legs throughout the duration of prep for sure. And that's kind of evident in my hack squat because I did see a pretty bit of a regression in strength, but that's coming back as well. Not quite at that like 5.5 plate range yet, but I think by the end of this rebound, I should be pretty close to 5 plates with better control as well, which I've really been focusing on throughout this phase. It's not just shifting load, it's just trying to get as much stimulus, as much quality out of each rep as possible. I think it's a genetic thing. I think the reason my delts are really well developed is genetics. I wouldn't say I've trained them any differently to how anyone else trains them. Yeah, I've always been consistent with them and I've always been a really strong presser, but I wouldn't really say that I've put any extra emphasis on them comparatively to any other body part. They've just developed at a faster rate. And that's pretty consistent with what you see in a lot of people. It's very often that you see some people have a genetic proclivity to building muscle at a faster rate dependent on a body part. Some people have massive quads but no back, or massive biceps and no lats. So I wouldn't say it's anything outside of just genetic predisposition and that I haven't been spamming lateral raises any more than probably the next guy. Just been super consistent with it at the end of the day. Fun fact though, I haven't overhead pressed for delts in 3-4 years. And I actually have terrible bursitis in both my shoulders, yet they still grow. So if that isn't genetics, I don't know what is. Well, what's been helpful is I've finished dieting and Sam was in the thick of a diet. I don't know if you saw her transformation on Instagram, she looked insane. So it's actually been really helpful for me to stay locked in because Sam's been locked the fuck in and she hasn't been going out for food. So we really haven't had a date night outside of her birthday where we indulged in a few pastries, which was fantastic. And then we had a barbecue at home. But we haven't actually been out for dinner together since Melbourne. which is crazy. That was like 5-6 weeks ago. But yeah, pro tip for you guys, after your prep, put your missus into a diet, and then that way you can stay locked in and she's not hounding you to get sweet treats every night.
We really sick of standing outside, had to push them all aside. It's what you get for trying to play me. I bet they make a movie when I die just to talk about my life. They need an actor to portray me. I got this motherfucker clear like an eye drop. I got elevator flow on a high top. I got little something stacked like an IHOP. This is 05, you will put it on your iPod. I'ma give you something that you can't forget. Put the price up, baby, add the tax a bit. Know you saw the comma, thought it was an accident. Well, it wasn't. It's about time the kids buzzing. I'm trying to get a peek in the elevator. But if we talking peaks, I need mine like the Himalayas. I'm talking yay high, man. I never had a vertical limit. I ain't seen you put in work in a minute. I gotta put on for the family. That goes for every person that's in it. Used to scrape by working as a service attendant till I got more. Bitch, I ain't comfy, I need the top floor. Doing anything to get that spot for. Started as an East Coast vibe, now I'm going worldwide. We got this bitch going crazy. I used to take the Mazda for a drive, now I'm on the 405 like it's fuck you paid. We really sick of standing outside, had to push them all aside. It's what you get for trying to play. I bet they make a movie when I die just to talk about my life. They need an actor to portray. I ain't settling for nothing that be under an M. There's only one of me, there's 100 of them. Gotta listen close, I drop hundreds of gems. From the start, no, I wasn't pretend. With the world on my back, had to drop my own ego. Problems at the crib, we couldn't fix at Home Depot. Dad was on tilt, mom's off the vino. Room full of smoke like we lived in a casino. She know, day I moved out is when I opened my eyes. Looking for the truth like God show me a sign. I'm not religious or the holiest kind, but the blessings came to me when I opened my mind. I was running around the city, man, I knew I had to make some. Wasn't raised a thief, but if I had to, I would take some. Worked the Frito-Lay, I was writing on my break, son. Plotting on a record, waiting for the day we break one.
We have made the switch to a new coach. Now, once again, I will reiterate, Callum and I are in great terms. I am eternally grateful to Callum, like 3 years under his tutelage, if you will, and to say like we made an elite amount of progress in that span of time. And not even just from a physique standpoint, my own development as both an athlete, a businessman, and a coach. You know, I learned a heck of a lot from him. So Callum, if you're watching this, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the last 3 years. I'm very, very proud of what we accomplished in that period of time. And we've obviously spoken quite some time ago about everything. Nevertheless, so we have moved on. We have gone ahead and signed on with Andrew Berry. Now, I know he's not a massive name in the Australian bodybuilding scene, but he's definitely a prominent coach amongst the top amateurs in America, and then definitely has quite a few professionals on his roster as well. One you might be familiar with is, at the moment, Alex Connors, who's an Australian Classic Physique Pro, alongside Logan Guthrie, another Classic Physique Pro, but very good coach. I also wanted to go with someone who wasn't necessarily very commonly seen in Australian bodybuilding. I find in the Australian bodybuilding scene there is a few, elite coaches, and then there's like branches out from these elite coaches that have come under their tutelage, but it's essentially, from an outsider's looking in, the same sort of design schemes, and I really wanted to go with someone that was totally separate from that Australian bodybuilding scene, and have their own unique ways of going about things. So that was part of the reason I went with Andrew. I think another thing I was looking for in a coach was I wanted someone who is a bodybuilding coach. I wanted someone that can match my passion for bodybuilding, because I love this sport so much. I love the competitive nature of it. I'm truly obsessed with it, and I needed someone who wasn't just obsessed with the process of it, but they are obsessed with the competitive bodybuilding aspect of it and can rival my own passion, which I absolutely believe he does, given that he's been in the game for, God, I don't actually know how many years. So that was all a big reason why. I think as well, guys, when you're working with a coach for an extended period of time, especially one with Callum and I's relationship where it was very much sometimes collaborative, we're also good friends as well. I think for me to take that next step as an athlete, I needed a coach. I needed someone that I wanted to, in a way, impress. I needed to start from square one again and work my way up in the ways of earning someone's respect And you know, I can absolutely feel that in my passion for the process right now. Since signing on with Andrew, like I was saying to you earlier in the vlog, my excitement for bodybuilding has never really been higher right now. And in everything I do, you know, every single morning I'm leaping out of bed to get stuck into my day, which I commonly see in prep, but rarely in an off season. And that's just because I'm so hungry and eager to prove to Andrew that, you know, I am a good bodybuilder and that I can be one of his best clients. So I think there's a lot of merit to that when you're working with a coach. You want someone that you put on a pedestal and then you really want to earn their respect. So I think, you know, making that shift over to Andrew has really seen that spike in motivation, which has obviously led to, you know, a fast tracking in results and progress on my end. So there's a lot of different reasons that have really come into play making this call. Ultimately, I do think it's the right next step for me. I do have lofty goals in this game, and I really truly believe that Andrew is going to be the one to take me that next step closer towards them. So to say I'm excited right now is an understatement. You're probably getting the excitement through the camera lens, because truly, guys, like, I am fucking hungry for it, and this is not something commonly seen coming out of a prep. Normally guys want to take a step back from bodybuilding, but truly from the moment I've stepped off that stage, I have been locked the fuck in. Like, I have not missed a beat at all, and I plan on keeping that trajectory moving forwards for the next 2 years until I step on stage again. But yeah, so that is a big announcement. Officially switched coaches to Andrew Berry, and yeah, you guys just wait and see. I'm going to make just as much progress as I have in all my previous off seasons, and we are going to level up once again. We added 20 kilos of stage weight from my last show to this show. Don't know if I'll add another 20 kilos. I don't think I've got 20 kilos to add in my weight cap, but rest assured that the look is going to be a level above. And I do think next time on stage, once again, I moved up in placings this time, and yeah, I want to be battling for you know, top spots the next show season. So that is the goal, and that's where my mind's at right now. But thank you guys for listening to my waffle, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll probably catch up with you guys in the next clip when I'm getting my post-workout in, and we might wrap the video there. Big shout out to Blake as well behind the lens today, cooking up an edit and taking care of me as always. Right guys, it is, what time is it? 2:45 at the moment, and we are prepping meal number 3 out of 6 meals. Running a little bit behind on the food today because obviously training out at Dohertys did put me a little bit out of schedule, but that's okay. We still make do with what we got. Rest assured, all of the meals will be consumed within my waking hours. We will definitely have to run a full day of eating soon. Probably when I get back from Thailand, because I'm not going to film again at home until after then. We'll definitely do a full day of eating or cheating in Thailand, and we'll eat lots of interesting foods. I'm probably not going to eat any bugs or tarantulas. Sorry to disappoint. Maybe, never say never, but unlikely. Anyway, meal number 3. I'll show you guys what we're cooking up. Having breakfast this late in the day. I know, crazy times. We've got 250 ml of egg whites, mushrooms, spinach. I've got some tomato that I'll grill, and of course 2 whole eggs over here. 75 grams of oats in the microwave. 100 grams of blueberries. Also, got Manuka honey going on this meal at the moment. 15 grams of that will be put over the oats, and an English muffin in the toaster. Locked and loaded, ready to go. I'm like dialed with this meal. I've made it, I want to say, how many times have I made egg whites throughout my bodybuilding career? Close to 1,000 times. So you know that the routine is locked in. Like, I have a system on when everything goes in the microwave, to when the egg whites are poured on the pan, to when the English muffin goes down. Like, it is a refined system, and I nail it every time. And it is my favorite meal of the day. And I actually like that it's in the afternoon. This would normally be my first meal, but since training first thing in the morning, cream of rice is meal number 1, which you did not see today. I think this might be my first YouTube video where we didn't eat cream of rice together, so I'm sorry. I'll make sure that the next one we have a big old bowl of cream of rice present in it. Nevertheless though, I am here to wrap the video and not talk mad shit to it, because I need to flip my egg white at 30 seconds on the microwave, and we are approaching 30 seconds on the microwave. So with that guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed the edit that Blake has cooked up. I'm yet to see it, as he has only just filmed it today. And of course, hope you guys are as excited as I am about this next chapter of the bodybuilding journey. Rest assured, we'll be getting absolutely massive in this off season. Road to 140 kilos, no doubt we will achieve it. and potentially a little bit more. So I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. Like the video, share it, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Don't forget to do that last one, very important. All right, guys, catch you in the next one.